Strategy and Snark presents Dungeons and Dragons Online. Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the Disciples of Rage pack. We are here in House Jarasco, right by the entrance to the marketplace. I should probably just... Look, there it is. Literally the first thing that you can walk to. So, basically House Jarasco is the healing guild. And they've noticed there is a weird thing going on. We haven't done any of the quests yet, but this agent of the 12, actually, 12 advisor, she thinks there's something going on. Let's get into the quest itself. I'll say that it's a little weak, the lore getting you into the first quest, because the actual, problem we're solving hasn't really happened yet. But still, they need some way of getting us into the quest, right? So what they're saying is this lady thinks that there is an imminent threat. So this cult, the Disciples of Rage, are here somewhere. We're supposed to go find the owner of the Blazing Beacon and see if he will give us some information. Yeah, might as well. So there's actually quite a few little sections to this quest. This is basically, we're running through the city. If you go, the entrance is right there. If you head left, this actually takes you over to the barracks. This is going to be the end of the quest, but there's nothing stopping you from coming over here now. Just getting it on the map. So Dimension Door is actually kind of useful if I remember right. Not that I've ever had Dimension Door at the right time. This guy right here, this Dragonborn we walked by, he is an antiques merchant. He was robbed. If you want to find the antique throne, there's a little climbing section right here. Look, an antique throne and a bunch of extra guys for us to beat up. Smack Rust Bucket a couple times. Now, watch the bear traps. I'm going to attempt to go up this way. There we go. This isn't relevant to the quest. Just, hey, there's an optional 2 feet into the first quest. I actually went and I was looking for this guy for quite a while before I actually found him. Which is kind of silly considering just how ridiculously close to the entrance he is. But the whole point is we're supposed to be here checking out the night market. Not necessarily a thieves market, but the night market. Kind of like a farmer's market, but they only do things at night. I don't know. They got reasons. We're going to turn on the streetlights because that's his condition to talk to us. We're going to walk and talk. We can go flip on the lights as we go by, and he'll talk to us. We just need to find these valves. We don't have to wait on him. We can run ahead. Hey, there's a random chest behind this wall. I bet you it's locked. There's a lot of little secrets in this quest, because you're really just running down, back alleys of Stormreach. You're not... It's not a dungeon, per se. I'm missing one light. Where are you at, light? No, I flipped that one. Flipped that one.
Who knows? Maybe they just like the food.
Oh, I missed like the first one. There we go. If you're having trouble finding them, they are literally these lamppost things. So just look for the big obvious lamppost. I was clicking around, but they're not going to spawn somewhere on a wall. It's literally the lampposts. Hi, I'm looking for a cult. He says, good luck. So, into the Sunset Cafe. Our goal is to talk to the, there we go, the owner of the tavern. So, the Disciples of Rage basically rented out his tavern, like, legitimately just paid money to rent it out, but then kind of kicked him out. So, we're really only making any progress because these guys were bad renters. But he won't. The owner's not going to let us in the back door while these random thugs are out, like, which I get. So these random, unassociated thugs now must die. These, what are you, Sharn Syndicate guys? Yeah. They're from a completely different place. They have nothing to do with the Disciples of Rage. Beating up some street thugs. While we're here, this will make your quest a little bit easier if you have the stats for it. Yeah, this is Fred. Fred, the Mind Flayer, casting an illusion on himself. Because he's trying to act more human. He's trying to pull a Data from Star Trek. So, now that we know he's there, you may not have to click on him ahead of time, but now that we know he's there, we can talk to him later.
Rollo agrees to let you into the tavern side.
The inn guy lets us in, and now we can finally start doing something with the Disciples of Rage. Like I said, it's like we walk in, they immediately go and attack us. It's like, okay, well now we're on to something. Now it feels more like we walked into some Rakdos cultists or something like that. Not just randomly walking around hoping somebody attacks us. They have these weird little masks on. Hey. I'm trying to appreciate your mask. I'm kind of surprised that hasn't been a like a cosmetic in the store or anything is stealing their masks. Maybe it has, I didn't notice, but there's apparently a ritual. There's always a ritual with cultists. I will say, as silly as this first bit of quest is, because really, we're only here because like one wizard said, I have a bad feeling about something over here, which is absolutely the same as like when your dungeon master's like, alright, you meet in a tavern, and that happens to be the tavern that the guy walks in to say, oh no, there's a bad guy over there. It's like, I know. They just needed to put me here to start the quest.
The manager of the night market stands on a terrace overlooking the harbor, surrounded by cultists.
So, this is the actual, this guy right here. Hello. We're going to punch him a couple times, and then he's going to monologue.
A strange smile on his face. Wait, do you really have no idea?
So,
Do you think that we are the ones behind this? The Disciples of Rage welcome what's coming, but it's not.
that little red light went out.
Here to celebrate the end of... Hold on.
That little red light is over the harbor, which I don't know if that's actually the harbor or if it's just darkness, but... They are super, super excited about that light going out. Now, I don't know if that light is actually anything in one of the source books or lore or anything, but here it's important. Like in the video game Dungeons and Dragons, in the video game Eberron, that was apparently really important and nobody knew about it. Nobody knew, but it was very important. So, we beat up some the rage cultists. Kind of standard fare for us. We're supposed to go back to the guardhouse and tell them, something's going on. So we're literally just going to start walking. I'm not sure if the DM has said anything about it yet, but what's going on in the city right now is that there's a riot. Just kind of out of nowhere.
Something terrible has happened to the residents.
Everybody just starts like randomly swinging at each other. So the peaceful way to do this quest is you come up here and talk to Fred. And Fred can, boop, knock out a reasonable number of them. Because he's a mind flayer. So that puts a lot of the citizenry to rest. You know, the ones that are the worst off have been pacified. I don't actually know what the other way to pacify them is other than, insert sword. I don't remember you guys blowing up into eyes. Oh, you're a disciple. You were a disciple, not a citizen. Just that citizen had some secrets. So you can see there's a bunch of enraged guys here. I think we're supposed to we'll take out the guard. Hey, calm down, Mr. Giant. Calm down. Calm down. And down. So, okay. The Sharn gang members, yes, they're a nod to what's going on, but I don't think those ones actually... Like, it's just stopped attacking me for a second there. Those... Even the merchants all freaked out. So... I get... Whoa. Disciple Exploder? Are we playing Last of Us now? Rather than bury the lead and then forget to mention it later, basically, a guy from Sharn stole the thing that was making the big glowy sky beam. So that's why there's Sharn dudes laying around, although there's always Sharn guys laying around because they're gangsters. That's what they're hinting at, is the guy from Sharn, or the guys from Sharn, because there's all of these Sharn guys around. We are not going to do anything with that at all for this whole chain. That is a different chain reclaiming the sky beam. Right now, this chain is about handling all the craziness in the city itself right now. It's like this guard, we saw him earlier. He was just standing here. So we're going to ring the warning bell ourselves. And here come the guards. The guards also are enraged. So now we have to beat up the guards. So it's not just that there happened to be a riot. There is a rage virus. Like, everybody is in this magically induced madness. And they're all going crazy. And not crazy like, you know, wearing differently colored socks. Like, actual, like, everybody's turning and thinks they're the Hulk. And just trying to kill whoever's nearby. That's the whole quest. That's the first quest, right? We literally just... Wow. I'll wear that. We don't normally get random loot that's better than what we have. There's another wisdom. Doesn't mean a whole lot. But it also has plus 11 accuracy on it, which will... The occasional miss will be a hit. So, first quest is a little... We needed you to be invested in the rage virus. So yes. Now that we have officially... Now that we know about it, right? You do the first quest, bing, bing, bing. Those 3 quests are now available. You couldn't do them before. That's the final quest, so we're not allowed to do that one yet. We have to do the other 3, but it doesn't matter what order you do them. The official order, though, is we talk to Elsa. Hi. So, we are going to basically city center. Not the actual city center, the marketplace, but they say this is like a very dense, crowded area, lots and lots of people. One of the biggest, problems if you have a rage virus or the zombie virus or anything. The Walking Dead basically had the problem of, oh no, we're in a city, there's tons of people to be infected. And they had a lot more success when they were out in the countryside where there's less people. This is a very dense neighborhood. So we are here. Somebody in here is immune. So we are supposed to go and find the immune person to figure out what makes them special. So that we can hopefully reverse engineer their immunity. Now, you may be wondering, what about us? Well, I'm just naturally angry anyway, so... No, but they say that people who are more powerful, stronger will, etc., it takes longer for the virus to affect them. Since we are the player character, we are very resistant. Not immune. Hey, Haverdasher. This is... I apparently have Acid Arrow. Haverdasher. He was from the level 2 quest in the harbor, where we went down and he was trying to ward a house, but scorpions were in there and he was afraid of them. He got stung by one of them. And he's like, screw it, you go clear them out and I'll split my fee, basically. So, that's... that's why he's okay.
Something whistles overhead. In the distance, someone shouts,
so...
They're sending in more of that mist. The disciples of rage purge the cloud inside the plaza.
I don't know how good of a plan this is, okay? But all of those little circles there, like the big one right there, I guess for you, there, those are cure bombs. They're basically bombing the zone with as good of a pacification agent as they have. They're dumping like knockout gas, right? Because we're not really killing any of these people. We are, as you can see, when I defeat them, they kneel down because we're just knocking everybody out. Which is a great way, by the way, if you're trying to like justify why this random citizen is going to take me like 2.5 swings to kill. Oh, get out of the circle. It's because we're holding back. That's why these guys have so much HP, because HP doesn't mean actual health, truly. It's the Eastern Alley. HP is just kind of representative of how many hits you can take. So of course they're gonna, A, they're in rage mode, so they're gonna take more hits, and B, we're trying not to kill them. So we are still running around looking for that. Well, there's an immune. There's actually 3 immune people, if I remember right. So there's an optional to locate the immune drow that Haverdasher told us about. The lady at the beginning also said somebody stole some supplies. I don't know why she's super, into those supplies, considering they are bombing this area. It's like when the cleric has the ability to punch people to heal them. It's like, I don't know about that. Alright. More beating up of innocent people. I mean, yes, I know we're helping them. I know we're helping them. Well, except for that guy. That guy gets to die, because he's an actual cultist. It's a good thing they're all labeled, otherwise I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I don't... You look... Oh, you're wearing your mask. Okay, I was being facetious. Like, I was giving them shit for... How would I know who's a disciple and who's a citizen? But they're wearing their masks. They actually did label themselves. So I do know which ones I'm allowed to just cut in half. Alright, devs, you win that round. I believe that our immune drow is right around the corner here. So as we run over here, we're going to see a secret door. It isn't optional, which means that if you don't have a means of getting this secret door, don't worry about it. But hi, I'm looking for people who are immune. So it turns out he is a... Disciple's the wrong word to use in context. His god is the Scorpion god. He's got a bunch of scars on him. Gifts from his god. So that's 2 people with who are immune, who have connections to scorpions. Alright, we're going to run around and beat up. Clear the Plaza of Rioters. Again, we're back where we started. We're in the middle zone. We basically are doing another wave fight while trying not to stand where they're dropping the heal bombs. The bombs. And, only then will we be allowed to move off into a different alleyway. Which I think we can just go finish the quest after this one. Oh, hello.
This secret door reveals a small office.
Here we go. I'm looking for immune people. Let's see. Doop to doop doop. He's an alchemist or something like that. He was testing scorpion venom and what it can do. Go figure. So I was right. There was 3 immune ones. You can see on the... you can see on the map there's a little red dot. They're trying to tell you where the rioters are so that you don't end up running back and forth through the middle of the bombs. Looking for them. There we go. Plaza cleared. Am I allowed to go this way now? Looks like I'm allowed to go this way, and I think this is the end of the quest. Alright, so, you know, apparently all they really needed was an adventurer to come along, beat the ever-loving crap out of all the random citizens, and then beat up this guy. This guy in particular. You know what they don't say is why the balm stuff isn't working on the disciples themselves. I guess because they want to be angry, so they're just going to be angry anyway. Although, good luck trying to ascribe any sort of actual logic to a cultist. They're cultists. The whole point is that they want chaos. You know, it's one of my problems with Rakdos from the Magic the Gathering Ravnica sets. Like, it's so rare that they are anything other than just crazy murderous. It's like, how does anybody tolerate this? How do you be a cultist and nobody just takes you all out? Alright, so. Turns out, our old friend Brawnpits, the giant that we press-ganged into being an actor so that we could save House Fjarlin's reputation, so that we could then begin to investigate a different evil group, used to be a healer.
A handful of nomadic giants have pitched their
And, you know, being a giant, he's kind of old. And the giants generally have a lot of older knowledge. I mean, this used to be a giant city, after all. I forgot to summon the hireling, so I had to turn around. Forward. So this is a giant encampment. So we're going to... We're going to attempt to ask directions. Directions to find Brawnpits. So, we're going to make a concentration roll. And we failed. So, apparently, we spooked the giants. Don't know what that's about. I do. But... oh, right. These things. Okay, so... there are... so, the giants know about the rage virus. They know what it's about. And supposedly it was part of what collapsed the giant civilization, at least in the local area. The giants know exactly what the problem is, and they don't want anything to do with it, and they're out. As an optional thing, there's a couple of these altars. If you speak the correct deity name at the altars, let's see. Ancient shrine by giants, Andral worship it. All the Sulatar. Fire above any other elements. Which deity do you honor here? Well, we know it's not the Silver Flame. That's the good aligned deity. I think Sovereign Host is neutral, or at least neutral good. Volkor's the Scorpion one. It's not going to be any of the ones you've heard of. It's going to be the four down here. Krak, Oralon, Banar, and Rawa. I want to say it's probably Banor, but you only get one chance. You get one chance. So I'm just going to pop over here. DDO. Madness of crowds. Pop into the wiki, and we're just going to look up the right answer. This is the Lawbringer. Boop.
A spirit appears before you, if only for a moment of peace.
So there's a happy fire elemental there, and then it disappears. And now this is the cliff overlooking old ruined walls, lots of battles. We shall honor. By the frozen statue of the Stormreaver. This is Karak, the Guardian. Boop.
A spirit appears before you, if only for a moment of
Another happy elemental. So Brawn Pits is out here somewhere. He's kind of randomly placed, you know, and by random I mean they've only got a set number of places he could be. But we're just going to run around until we find him. We also need to find, when we do find him, he's going to tell us to go look for these 3 ingredients in order to try to help us. Like he's going to try to mix up some kind of remedy for us. Proud member of the angry mob. Okie dokie. There's technically 3 ingredients. We only actually need 1 to complete the quest. You just kind of get more XP for getting all of them. So that's why I'm not just looking for Brawn Pits. I'm also looking for at least 1 of the ingredients. Fungus. Sometimes, like, and the ingredients spawn different places too. I've had one spawn down here, I think. Ooh, there's a driftwood log up there. How convenient. Hello, log.
You found a piece of driftwood wrapped in a spiderweb.
A piece of driftwood wrapped in a spiderweb. We don't know why, but we're going to take it with us. That's one of the ingredients. And since we haven't found Brawn Pits yet, that means when we do find him, we could just basically end the quest. Well, we have a little bit of walking and then end the quest. Finding all the ingredients is not really that challenging. It's just a matter of running around a relatively large area, pushing Q a whole bunch. What are you? Hey, you guys are somewhat friendly most of the time. I feel sorry for that guy. Curse bearer. Kill him before it spreads. Like, yeah, to be fair. I am currently the bad guy right now. Like, I don't think they should have tried to kill me. But if we're being fair, I am infected with the rage virus. You saw at the very beginning of the quest, we attempted to... Oh, there's Brawn Pits. We tried to talk to the giant, and instead we attacked him. Oops. That wasn't a misclick. That's just because I didn't have the skill. Let's see, which one is this? I'm going to guess. This is the one described as on top of the small hill, as opposed to over the river with the water elementals. We did fight some water elementals. Does this count as over the river? Well, this says on a riverbank. So I'm going to say this is the water elemental one, which is Banor the Bloody Spear.
A spirit appears before
Yep,
you,
okay.
if only
So the only one left is on top of a small hill, and that's the other one. I kind of want to find them. Hi, Brawn Pits. You sound like my agent. He's not very happy that he's an actor. We told him to do that, so we're kind of like the reason his life sucks. So we tell him about the rage virus. He immediately quits. He's like, I'm going home. So we kind of guilt him into helping us anyway. Spear with a giant skull. Okie dokity. That's one of the other ingredients. When you pick it up, a guy attacks you. There he is. So we're also going to kill this guy. The venom spoken. And we're going to take his stuff. He started it. I mean, well, technically I started it, but nobody's going to know that these days because of the rage virus. The last ingredient, I want to say, is a scorpion is wandering around over here somewhere. And if we beat her up, we can take her poison sac? There's also this. This one I like. So, this is Priestess Iona, the same one that we helped in the Red Fens. She's the priestess that all of them got turned into scorpions, and then she turned back into a drow because Volcor rejected her. And then we also freed her from prison. I don't know the order of the quests, because whenever they make a heroic version of things, it doesn't always land in the right timeline order if you're just going by levels. So I don't know if this is before or after we've met. I don't know if this is before or after we've been to the prison with her. What does she say? It's not the first time we've waded through ruins together. So I'm going to say this is after Red Fens. But I have no idea if the prison quest is before or after this. So we're going to help her beat up some guys who are not letting her and her posse through this door. Problem is, I don't know how to open the door. So she has to go the long way anyway. But now that we've helped her, the other Volcor themed guys out here will stop attacking us once we get close enough to register. Hello, Hell Spirit. You are very aggressively running towards me. Are you the last one? Hooray! At least we did this. Leafy Head. This is Roa of the Jungle Leaves. Boop. Happy Spirit. We move on. So there's a couple options still out here. Could beat up more giants. We can't be polite to giants. Alright. We did not find the third ingredient, but it's not a big deal. If you really want all three ingredients, go wander, I think. Which way did we not wander? It's probably out, right out there. Get out of here. I'm gonna go poke my head over here a moment. In case it is just literally out there, but I don't see it. Anyway, when you get up to the stew cauldron and this tent, this is Brawn Pit's camp. So as long as you have found Brawn Pitts and talked to him, he'll meet you here. We talk to him. What's the plan? The madness of crowds destroyed not one empire, but many. There's no known cure. But there's a few things that can, help. So we're supposed to find a driftwood home for a spider, a scorched dream on a spit, and one tip of a protector's courage. He doesn't know what those mean. That's just what the old-timey thing called for. So we throw them in the pot. So we throw a giant skull in the pot, and Brumpet's just like, what is wrong with you? Need more protein? Put the whole stick in. I'm sure the spider's in there somewhere. Maybe you should lay down. All right, so we're gonna just say that's good enough. You can go find the other thing. It just gives you more optional XP, but you only need one to just keep going. Time for a nap.
Lay down on the bed of furs. Perhaps oblivion will take you for a spell. If you can just
So then
suppress the anger that boils within.
we wake up somewhere else. Bronpit's moved us to keep us safe, technically. I have news. The drow were apparently kind of mad at me, so he carried us here instead. I let the drow have the stew. They died. So, we're supposed to stay here and rest. He's going to go talk to some people about more help. So we stay here. And then some other guy walks in.
What are you doing here?
Just, I don't know if... Hey, let's try it. Let's try diplomacy. It's super failed. I don't think that guy appreciated that I just decapitated another giant. Now, you see that water elemental? We don't have to fight it. This end fight right here is easier or harder depending on how many of those altars you got right. Because we talked to all 4 of them, we actually could get all 4 spirits helping us in this fight. They come and they assist us. If you get them wrong, or I think if you just don't talk to any of them, they show up as enemies. So if you want to make the boss fight easier, get on the Googles. Make sure you're typing in or clicking on the right one. You've only got one chance. You can't just click it till you get it right. So, no cure, but there is a treatment. Scaro poisoning. So, going along with what we already knew about the immune people were all people who've been stabbed by scorpions lots of times in various ways. So we just need more. We need an entire tribe's worth of Scaro venom. But before we can go and get the treatment, it's not a cure, but it's good enough that it'll calm the city down while we go and reclaim the big light beam thingy. We need to go actually take out the cultists. Like, we need to end them in addition to going and getting the Scaro poison. Fortunately, we're very angry right now. We're going to channel some rage. So this is the outside. This is the front of their organization, right? They're pretending to be legitimate business people. Using my Q key a few times. The door's locked. We're supposed to be looking for the key. Oh, here it is. Unnatural looking rock. They've got a hide key. We take their hide key. We go in the front door. And at first, they're like, oh, hey, you need to leave. We're legitimate businessmen. Sure they are. Sure they are.
You found a way inside the building that
To their credit, they are still not attacking me, right? They're still just like, hey, we're closed. Can you leave? Come on. I'm gonna start beating their stuff up. I'm gonna pull this lever. Now they're mad. Man, this guy put his mask on fast. Pro tip, I still know who you are, even when you're wearing a mask. They apparently let the bear out, too. Take this, bear. Potential clue.
These documents show there's more to these court rites than meets the eye. Perhaps you can
Open door.
papers that will tell you more.
You don't need the clues. They just gotta tell you more about the Disciples of Rage. They're just... As far as cults go, honestly, also... Bunch of bear traps on that side. Let's not step in the bear traps. As far as cults have gone, as far as just cults that we have fought have gone, like, yeah, they worship the chaos that comes with this rage virus thing. They probably don't think about how it's going to make the city unlivable. And basically, everybody's going to die. They probably think they're going to profit from it somehow. That everything will be like just like fun and rage filled. But you know what? When everything is like nothing but rage and smashing, who cleans the toilet? Right? Do you really think that there's going to be some baker like rage baking in order to make you bread? The ice cream man is just like rage throwing snow cones or whatever. Like, no. If everybody is falling into like this crazy rage, you are absolutely going to wreck everything, and there won't be anybody left to run the place. I mean, this is my overall problem with just anarchists in general. Like, everybody wants this anarchy, and it'll be great with no rules. It's like, nah, there's going to be rules. There's just different rules. If there were no rules, you wouldn't trust anybody. There'd be no anything. How could you can't build anything if you can't trust people. If there's no rules, because you and your friends specifically didn't want rules, it's like, no. We have rules for a reason. Rules are good. Rules can be wrong, but that doesn't mean that rules as a concept are bad. We done beating things up? I must sate my hunger for destruction on furniture and supplies. Oh, here we go. Here's a nice little table right here. There we go. Now that I have beaten up enough furniture, I've calmed myself down, worn myself out a little bit, and we may now continue killing people. I mean, the bear I understand, right? The bear is just a super angry bear. He doesn't understand. He's probably mad that there's a bear trap just sitting here, which I'm not going to bother going for, this chest right here, because it's locked. If you want to know if a chest is locked, select the chest, push Z, it says locked right there. No point in me even trying to walk over there, because I can't pick locks. That is a disturbing dude. I'm not sure. Okay, maybe. Okay. So, I want to say this probably has a connection to Zoriat, is why these guys are turning into, like, eye monsters. Like, those are the things that were on the altars.
The snores of sleeping cultists fill this hallway.
Optional. Clear out the sleeping quarters. I don't actually care about the sleeping quarters. I'm just kind of looking for another crest. Maybe there's only one crest. Let's see if there was only one crest. Can I go through this door? Okay. No point in doing the optional, like... If it's purely an optional, I want it to... Alright. I like optionals. For the purposes of this playthrough, we are level... Well, we hit 18. Oops. We are going to be very over-leveled, and we're going to stop getting XP. So I'm not going to go out of my way for things that only give XP. Unless they do something like the altars that changed that boss fight in the last quest. So, we want this. The Book of Rage. This is what this entire cult is predicated upon. We want. And like the horror tentacle monster in the ceiling, don't worry about that. I want to say this was actually a sneaky trick. There's no way... There's no way it's this simple. This feels wrong. I have a hunch that you actually want to light these red ones up and not that one. But I have no proof. And so we're going to do the most obvious thing, and we're going to just light it up the way we would expect. Alright, it worked. Avoided the red ones. That was weird. That was weird to me. Anyway, we try to take the book. This is probably bad. We are a paladin. It is bad. We stab it. So, the book calls forth one final FU. And it's a beholder. These cultists were quite useful, not to mention delicious. Lord Belashira will not be pleased. So, Belashira, the Lord of Eyes. So these eyes actually were relevant. The Lord of Eyes is a Dalkir. Think demigod. Apparently, he liked these cultists. He is actually a very... The Dalkir have a lot of powers, so it makes sense that they'd have power over this random cult. So he's going to be mad that I shut his cult down, and then he'll probably forget in 5 minutes because he's crazy. So, the Disciples of Rage, we got to their hideout, we cleared them out. Easy peasy. So, the final quest. This is the big one. Now we're going to go and ask the Drow if we can have some of their... Or the Scarrow, if we can have some of their poison. So, kind of a diplomacy quest, I guess. I will say, considering we have done some questionable deeds both for and against Volkur, they are remarkably, we'll say, cordial. They are polite. They are not immediately hostile. Hey, come here. I was told to come here.
tells you that
Cool.
the Drow Temple is normally forbidden.
We need to seek the favor of the 3 Skaro elders of the village
Favor of the 3 Skaro.
in order to get into the temple. In the temple, we find Volkor's gift, which I think is just a bunch of the Skaro poison.
The cavern opens out.
Or maybe it's an infinite supply of it.
A small drow
A
settlement.
temporarily infinite supply of it. But whatever it is, we need it. So to get into the temple, we must flip 3 levers. We have to talk to the 3 elders. Here's one. Elder Trallin. We need to go into the jungle and get 5
Our
mushrooms.
elder asks you to find 5 luminous mushrooms in the jungle to the southeast.
I believe this is the jungle. So we're going to run in here. Get 5 mushrooms. Not fungus.
A deep rumbling growl can be heard drifting.
We're here for a very specific kind of mushroom. So we'll take out some harpies while we're here. I don't know if the harpies would really want to be flying around with this much tree cover. I guess birds live in the jungle too. Come here, little mushroom. Bear traps. There we go. Luminous mushroom. We want the fancy mushroom. We need 4 more. I'm just kind of running around at random, hitting Q a bunch. Eventually it will light up as a mushroom. And then I'll navigate over to it from there. Oh. I got one to show up. This is a dead end, though. Oop. There's one right there. And right there. Yoink. I want to be on the other side. Because I saw mushrooms. And a bear trap. I can see the bear trap. Yoink. That's what, 2 more? This is a very dense little piece of jungle. Probably the most annoying area in this quest to navigate. There's supposedly another mushroom over here. Dead. Mr. Dread. The Panther. Okay. Bye-bye, cat.
With a final defiant roar.
1 mushroom left. And then we have to pick our way out of this place. Just looking for the mushroom, looking for the mushroom. As the hireling steps on the trap. I love randomly placed objectives. I don't mind ones like the Brawn Pits quest, that they just have like lots of places they can be. And you're going to find what you need. You just might not know exactly which way to go first. This is so tight quarters. I have such limited visibility. And, you know, we're heading back to the entrance now. Like, I recognize where we are. Ooh, mushroom is apparently right in front of us. Good. There's a mushroom, like, on the other side of this wall. Here we go. Apparently it's further this way. Come on, mushroom. I had it light up for a second as a mushroom. Yeah, like in there. Maybe we go this way? It's like right on the other side of this greenery. Can I get over there? There we go. Okay. Oh.
You've collected all the luminous mushrooms for the village. Time to deliver them to the...
And I'm just hoping that this was the way out. Alright, are we? I hope. This is, again, Again, dimension door. And someone in the comments did mention there is a hireling that has dimension door. It's probably a good idea to have one in my back pocket. The problem is, by the time you're this far into a quest, I'm not convinced I'm heading towards the entrance anymore. By the time you're this far into a quest and you go, man, it'd be really nice to be able to dimension door back to the entrance, you had to have already used the hireling at the entrance in order to have it. It's not a good sign that that patch was unused. Alright, map. Map says I want to go that way, but I can't go that way yet. Let's loop back up and around like this, and we'll try to use our in-game map to make sure we're always going this direction. I should have, as soon as we got that 5th mushroom, I should have double-checked which direction I was running. Now we need to wide around this way. Should have double checked the map earlier, because you can see vaguely which direction we came from, and we can just force ourselves to run that way. Not as useful when you're looking for the mushrooms, but it gets you out of here. There we go. We're free. We're free. Freedom. I tried to farm an item out of this quest exactly once. Not doing it again. Here you go. Here's your mushrooms.
The favor of the first elder.
So now we're going to do that 2 more times. Not that is specific, but well, we have to talk to the elders first. I just saw one, but it wasn't the one that we were actively. It's the one we already talked to. You can't go that way yet. Here we go. Here's an elder. Elder Kanath. Open the temple gate via the lever in the caves.
The Scarrow Elder refuses to help unless you first complete the warrior's
Cavern to
trial.
the west.
Apparently it starts in the cavern to the west.
Ah. Cavern to the west. Up we go. So we're supposed to defeat the trial of the warrior and then open the temple gate. Well, start opening the temple gate. We're still not allowed to go to the temple. Hello, Mother Scorpion. Are you going to slow down so I can kill you? Okay, bye. Alright, we'll kill a couple of these, and away we go. I must defeat Umber Hulks. And apparently pudding. Pudding. I thought it went through the wall. Apparently I just... Depth perception is not being very nice here. You know, this is... I think I've tried this before, but... Nope. The brightness settings have not been working for a while now. They work just fine on my laptop. A small button. Let's press it. The small button is locked. Really? Fine. I didn't want to push it anyway. I haven't found any Umber Hulks yet. Oh. Hey look, Umber Hulk. So Umber Hulks are... they're scary in pen and paper because they have a confusion ability. And when you start getting players swinging at each other, damage pops up fast. How many more Humber Hulks? 4 left? There we go. We just have to run around till we find all the Umber Hulks. We do not have to defeat the Scorpions, so as long as they don't attack me. Another Hulk down. Remember, we gotta do 2 things in here, though. So I'm also kind of looking for the lever, which I only vaguely remember where it is, or what it looks like. You look like a good place for an Umber Hulk. Apparently they disagreed. You know, Scorpions. Considering my mission, I'm not really trying to fight you. I feel like killing the Scorpions kind of makes Volkur angry. Although it's hard to tell, right? We helped those guys in the Red Fens, and then we stole from him when we were in the desert. So I'm not really sure if we're on his good list or his naughty list. Still got 2 more Umber Hulks. They gotta be down here. There's an extra optional area. So there's a decent amount to explore in these little caves. I want to say this optional area was, like, relatively unique, too. Like, I mean, I could look it up, but I want to say it was something like you had to dive through a waterfall in order to get to the secret area. Something to that effect. How about this little grotto? Umber Hulk? Nope. How about over here? There we go. There's another Umber Hulk. Only got 1 left to find. It's probably going to be over here, because we've been everywhere else in this cave already. I don't mind the caves nearly as much as the jungle. The jungle is just like, I'm looking for an item. I can't even just get close to it and it'll make noise like the Umber Hulks. The Umber Hulks, you only have to get close, and they'll come to you. Oh, see, this is, I think this is it. I think this was the hidden thing, was you dive through the water. It takes you into a different passage, which we don't need to do, I don't think. It's a cool waterfall, though. Wasn't that dead end? Kind of running out of places for that Umber Hulk to be. I assume that they are somewhat randomly placed because there's more places that they could be than there are numbers of guys. Oh, I was going to say, it's got to be in here. There's not much. Oh. Apparently, their version of confuse is just stun. There we go. We did it. However, so we've passed the warrior's trial, but we still need to pull this lever right here. Do not forget that he tells you. He tells you, go to the warrior's trial, and while you're there, pull the lever. He will not stop you from walking all the way back to him without pulling the lever. You will just have to literally turn and run all the way back through the caves. That's why I wasn't super concerned about locating all of the Umber Hulks quickly. It's because I had to deliver anyway, and I couldn't remember where the lever was. So, no. Map says that we want to go this way. We checked the map first this time. This will lead us straight back out to the Elder. And then there's only one left to do. I don't remember what it is, but there's only one. I don't know why this one's not aggro, but whatever. I didn't want to kill the scorpions anyway. Okay.
The third elder
Got the favor. That's the way to the temple. We're not allowed to go that way yet. I want to say it's kind of... That's what we did. The last one's got to be like over here in this corner. Yeah, there we go. Hi, what do you want me to do?
The skeptical Scarrow elder
Right,
says
the Hunter's Trial. I remember this now.
which starts in the cave to the east.
We gotta solve some puzzles. So we did combat, we did collecting, and now we're gonna do puzzles. Interesting. Can't go forward. I must not have walked far enough to trigger whatever this is trying to talk to me about. Oh, hallways. Right. Time to do a puzzle. And by a puzzle, I mean more Simon Says. I was not watching. That one? No. I got distracted because I was expecting something to pop up there and I forgot I had one more. I don't know why you have to do it 3 times every time. Just give me the long one to start. That's on me. That's on me for looking away in the middle of the puzzle. Puzzle being a very loose term here. Okay. One down. Now I will do it again because if one round I didn't want to screw up again because I was in the middle of complaining about doing these multiple times and I realized like, oh, I already forgot what it looked like. Okay, another puzzle. This one's actually a puzzle. Check it out. Is a puzzle. It lights up. Is all puzzly. I don't actually know how to solve it. It's your standard lights out puzzle, as I think what they're called. Again, I don't actually know how to solve this. And in case you don't either, they have included this very convenient lever. You pull the lever, it breaks one of the things and forces it to be always on. And it summons a elemental for you to fight. So in exchange for having to defeat this enemy, I now have a permanently pressed button. So like if I step next to it, it doesn't light up. Or it doesn't trigger anything. It was already lit up. So what that lets me do which almost worked. Or, give me another one. Give me another one. Nah, I don't want that one over there. Give me a different one. Give me one I can actually use. Fine, I'll go kill the elemental first. Give me a useful one. I guess. Get out of here, elemental. I don't know if there's a limit on how many of these you can do. So this one's kind of a useful one because I can step on it to just do these two lights. So let's see if I can... I guess that one was kind of the same way. Do. Oh, I can step on that. And was it good enough? Not quite. Still don't quite have it where I need it for me to solve the puzzle without looking up the answer. I don't want that one. Give me a better one. That's interesting. They're close enough that it actually starts affecting how the puzzle operates. Can I make that one work? Almost. Alright. And I suppose you want to do that one. Oh, so close. Look at this one. This one's just like this little orphaned button now. So close. I can do that one. I can do that one. I can do that one. I've got multiple options when it comes to just alternating which one needs to be lit up. Come on. Do that one. Well, I mean, it limits the field. I don't think I can screw up the other half of the puzzle anymore. There we go.
As the last piece clicks into place, the barrier behind the tunnel fades.
It is too late at night, and I am too tired to have done that any better, which is sad. But they give you that lever. They give you the lever. If you don't know how to do those puzzles efficiently, like I don't know. I don't have it memorized how to do it. I like that they give you a little like cheat, just hit me. Hit me. Pull the lever. I'll beat up your air elemental. It's fine. So now that we have solved the puzzle, we can access this little back section, and they want us to take out this monster.
The jungle floor rumbles to life as a massive shambling mound rises from the bottom.
He's actually a lot more tanky than I gave him credit for.
The mound has been destroyed. You can return to the village elder and post it to complete.
So, we did the intelligence test. We did the fighter test. We did the collecting test. We actually killed things twice. Because we killed the shambling mound and we killed the Umber Hulks. But, you know, it's it's an MMO. Of course you're going to have combat be, the thing that gets doubled up on. And now that we have earned access to the temple, we can go and get...
You've earned the favor of the village elders and convinced the guard to open the way to
Temple.
Vulkur's
Temple is the far left side.
lies to the southwest of the village.
We can go get what we came here for, which I'm fine having to prove ourselves to the Skaro, but then it's like, you guys know that there's problems over here, right? Because we go from friendly Skaro and Drow, right? La la la. We have honored their ways. We have asked permission, which I gotta say, we asked permission for once. We actually said, hey, we need your help. Can we do this thing? And they're like, jump through these 3 hoops and we'll let you. It's like, okay. Oh no. The disciples are here. Why are they here? I don't know. I thought we took these guys out. But apparently, they got here before us. They started beating up the villagers. That bridge did not exist before. There was not a bridge here the last time I did this quest. There was no way that there was a bridge there. It stands out so much. The guards are probably dead. I thought maybe it would let me try to pick them up, but apparently not. Cool temple. I don't understand why that's like not the temple entrance. That looks like the temple entrance, but no, it's on the other side of the waterfall, which is cool. I'll give them that. And then there's the entrance, and we're still swimming. I don't imagine that the Skaro are very good swimmers. Alright, I got my buffs up. Let's go throw some resists up too. So, blessedly, the temple is not another wandering section. It's just the boss fight. That's it. The temple is just the boss fight.
You spot disciples of raged cultists.
Oh no, a beholder! A chaos beholder specifically. I mean, just look at this guy. That's a beholder. That's a beholder. Granted, I'm on, again, a normal mode. I'm over leveled. Be careful of these eye things, okay? These little eye things that I'm just carelessly beating up while telling you to be careful. Some of those stupid things explode, for one. And they have a force blast. So it's not like I can just throw up like fire resistance and be immune to all the fire attacks. There's no force resistance. And obviously we're trying not to step into sparkly puddles of death. Disciple Exploder. Are you the one that explodes? Probably. There we go. Don't stand in that. Now that it's dead, we can go back to stabbing eyeballs with my giant sword. Is the shield down yet? No? Yes? Cool. Yeah, you just have to defeat all of the enemies before you can finish them off. There we go. Done. Vulkur's Gift. It's a especially pungent venom. That's it. I mean, come on. Well, we got 5 more seconds of flesh falling off. We done? We done? Can I push the button now? Cannot be contained. Okay. Whatever you say, game. Looks pretty containable to me. And now that we have defeated the disciples, again, after not having actually heard about them at all, and I thought having defeated them already, we talk to him, say, hey, here you go. Go. So, thoughts on this pack are complicated. The quests themselves are fine. Like, as far as individual quest design goes, these are fine. There's a lot of cute little back alleys to look at in the first quest. The idea of having to, like, London Blitz dodge through bombs coming from the sky, neat. I like the idea of it. I'm always down to kick down the front door of a cult and just wipe them out. I kind of don't like the last quest because I don't like that you have to do the 3 mini challenges that are effectively just run to the end of the hallway and back as fast as you can. So, I don't really like that one. And the Brawn Pits one, where you run around in the wilderness looking for the stuff, that's fine. Like, 4 out of 5 of these, I'm fine with the quest, but the story bugs me. So if all you want was a recommendation on whether the quests themselves are good, yeah, the quests are fine. The named loot's good. It has an epic version. That's kind of all you need from a pack. Like, it's a solid pack. And now I'm going to rant about the story for like 5 minutes. We start this whole thing off because the beacon in the harbor gets stolen, right? We happen to be in the right place at the right time to beat up the head of this cult who's doing a ritual in the night market, right? So we happened to be at the right place to stop people who knew something was going to happen but weren't actually in any way responsible for it. We stopped the wrong people. And then we don't pursue the cause of the problem. We focus in on solving the symptom, which is like the rage virus going around. And it's like, fine, it's a choice. And we're here, right? The reason we're here is because this is the rage virus quests. Fine. This is the question where you deal with that. But the first thing we do is we run around in a crowded district while they're dropping sedative bombs, desperately looking for somebody who's immune, because maybe it'll give us a clue on what to be doing. And then the very next quest we do, we just go ask Brawn Pits the answer. Because the giants already have all the answers. It's like, why did we even do this quest? And find the immune people to immediately go talk to Brawn Pits, and he's... One of the things Brawn Pits wants you to bring back for his little ball is scorpion venom. He already knows the answer. You could have just... He knows what the curse is called. He could probably point us towards at least a book or something. He gives us the word we need, right? The 12 can figure out the curse from there. And then, without having cured anything yet, then we take out the cult. Okay, I'm fine with taking out the cult. But then we move on to grabbing the last thing we actually need to cure the virus, right? Let's say cure the curse. It's really a curse. I keep thinking of like Resident Evil zombie virus. It's a curse. You get the thing that's going to nullify enough of the curse to give us time to go steal the thing back, I guess. But these drow want me to go through these trials, which, I mean, it does not help that this is the last quest is my least favorite quest of the chain, right? It's just like a movie. If the last quest is, or if the last 10 minutes of the movie suck, you don't like the movie, right? It's kind of just how it works. You have to stick the landing. If the finale of a TV show is bad, and I hear it's bad before I've even watched the show, I don't watch the show. Because I want a good ending. We get the stupid poison, right? So that we can spread this cure out. And that's it. We turn it in. We walk away. It's so anticlimactic. And the boss of that quest, more cultists. We just took the cultists out. We just took them out. What was the point of taking them out if they're just going to show up in the next quest anyway? And they get there just in time, right? They get there just in time that I had to go and run the 3 challenges before I could get into the temple. If we would have shown up an hour later, we would have shown up and the drow would have been like, somebody's desecrating our temple, and I would have pulled my sword out and been like, you point, I stab. The end, right? But no, we got there, did the 3 things, and then the cultists ran in and tried to steal the thing in the temple ahead of us. I don't feel like this would have been hard to fix, okay? Step 1. You can leave the first quest, okay? You can leave the first quest. Say we were just assisting in an investigation of a cult. We happened to track down that cult, and coincidentally, oh no, that thing over there got stolen. Woo, riots. Okay, we got to deal with this. Fine. That's fine. Quest number 2 should have been going to Brawn Pits. You skipped this quest. Quest number 2 should have been, oh god, go ask the giants, because the giants have like more lore for this area, like it was their civilization. Just skip us straight to go ask the giants. Have Brawn Pits give you the list of things that maybe work, and maybe in that quest, while you're running around, maybe there's some mobs or something and you can find some of those immune people and piece things together. Put the immune people in that quest, okay? Then we go to the jungle. You go to the jungle third. Go get the big Scaro Venom thing that we know we need because Brawn Pits told us. Do all of that, and at the end of that quest, when we take out those cultists, we go, those cultists are trying to stop us, right? Then we do this quest. And now your little sedative bombs that they're dropping in the city are the actual cure. They are the thing that's actually going to help the people. So we are knocking them down, but then they're getting like the aerosolized Scaro Venom, and that's going to help the big areas. And we're basically just assisting. We're assisting administer the cure. That's what we're doing. Maybe even give us a clicky, like a wand or something, so that we can run around and get like some of the stronger people. Like instead of just fighting random cultists, maybe we run around and maybe there's a couple of adventurers who have succumbed to the rage virus and they need us to take out those adventurers long enough to pacify them with the little wand, kind of like the Minotaur quest. We had that wand, turn them into stone. So that's us actually helping administer the remedy. And then the final quest should have been taking out the cult. The final quest should have been, hey, we stopped their major plan. Things are a little calmer now. They've retreated. Now we stomp them out. Rearrange the order of the quests. Okay? That, just little changes, I think, would have streamlined this story out. And then as soon as we're done smashing that cult down, now we can turn around and go and get the thing back, right? Just, it feels loose. And as somebody who actually reads everything as I go, like not in this playthrough because I need to do gameplay and not just me reading every single thing as I go. But the first time I run the quests, I read all of the stuff. I talk to all of the people. So it bugs me that the story on this one just feels so out of order. So I warned you I was going to rant about lore for 5 minutes. That's why I don't like this quest chain. It bugs me. Anyway, we have to do something a little bit different for our next video. Normally, I mean, this was the end of level 14 quests. Moving into level 15 quests. The problem is, level 15 has a couple of quests we actually can't access the area. So we're going to have to... I think what we're going to have to do is do a level 16 chain. It's only 3 quests. We might have to do those specifically so that we can get to the other quests. Because if you're following along with this playthrough, I don't really want to just magically appear in a place you can't get to. I've got to do the things in the order you would be doing them. So I think what's going to end up happening is we're going to be doing the level 16 free quests and the level 15 free quests. Probably just stick them both together. 15 and 16. All of the free quests for 15 and 16 at the same time. Because I believe that's going to give us access to be able to do everything without having to do as much running back and forth and skipping things. I think that's what it's going to be. A little weird, but it'll fix itself. Alright. Thank you for watching, and especially if you're here at this part of the video, thank you for listening to me rant about the lore of the video game for 5 minutes. Like, I actually really like Eberron, and I really like the story in this game. So, I mean, for an MMO, I love the story. They put a lot of effort into it, and whoever wrote this story put effort into it. Just, I've got some notes. Anyway. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. You have a good night.